So the state of California has introduced a new bill which aims to ban common civilians, the average person, from being able to purchase body armor. So let's talk about this. But real quick before we jump into this video, if you think a ban on body armor is clearly unconstitutional, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Also want to mention that recently I released the new episode of my podcast. I will leave a link to it down below in the details section. You can find my podcast over on my second channel. A lot of you don't know that I have a second channel, a second YouTube channel, and that hosts all my podcasts. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys went over there, subscribe to that channel. It also serves as a backup channel. And also that's where you can find the podcast, which is a longer form discussion on a lot of these topics if you're interested in something like that. So like I said in the intro, in this video, we will be discussing a new bill which has been introduced in the state of California. And this bill aims to ban the sale of most body armor to the average civilians. The bill we will be discussing in this video is AB or Assembly Bill 92, which was introduced by Assemblyman Conley. Under existing laws in California, it's already a felony for a person who has a violent felony to purchase, own, or possess body armor. It's also unlawful to commit a violent crime while also wearing body armor. There is an enhancement for that. So if you commit a crime, a violent felony also, while wearing body armor, that can be used as an enhancement on your sentencing. So that already exists within the state of California. However, this bill aims to go even further than the existing laws and essentially make it so that the average person, average civilians, will no longer be able to lawfully acquire these items. The summary of this bill states, the bill would make it a misdemeanor for any person to purchase or take possession of body armor unless they are employed in specified professions. The bill would additionally make it a misdemeanor for a person, firm, or corporation to sell or deliver body armor to any person not engaged in one of those professions. The bill would require a seller to verify that the transferee is from an eligible profession as specified in the bill, and the bill would authorize that the Department of Justice can expand the list of eligible professions that qualify for that exemption. But again, they want to keep this isolated to only law enforcement officers or qualifying professionals or qualifying professions to be able to purchase and acquire body armor going forward. So let's take a deeper look into the text of this bill and see what it actually does. This bill states that a person is guilty of the unlawful purchase of body armor when, not being engaged or employed in an eligible profession, they knowingly purchase or take possession of body armor. This subdivision does not apply to individuals or entities engaged or employed in eligible professions. So under this language, if you are not a law enforcement officer or you are not in a different type of qualifying profession, then it will be unlawful for you to purchase body armor in the state of California if this passes. It will also be unlawful for any person, any gun store, or any other type of retailer to sell or deliver body armor to any person who does not qualify from those specific professions. That means that you can pretty much say goodbye to being able to purchase body armor in the market in California. You can't simply go online, purchase body armor, get it sent to your home. Like I have some back there that's hanging. You will no longer be able to do that for the average citizen and the average resident in the state of California, just the average civilians. You will no longer be able to purchase body armor. The bill states that it will only be lawful to sell those items to people who are employed in eligible professions, i.e. law enforcement officers. However, even for law enforcement officers, there is a huge catch in this bill. The bill also states, no sale or delivery of body armor shall be made unless the transferee meets in person with the transferor to accomplish the sale or delivery. So you can still purchase body armor if you're law enforcement. You will be one of those qualifying and eligible professions. However, you will only be able to do in-person transactions and transfers. That means you will no longer be able to go online, find a sale that you like, use a discount code or whatever, and then get that body armor delivered to you at your home. Instead, you will have to rely on going to gun stores, going to a retailer, and purchasing that item in person, essentially doing away with online sales. Now, what are those qualifying professions according to this bill? Well, it states that will mean 1, peace officers, 2, persons in military service in the state or military or other service of the United States, 3, federal law enforcement officers, 4, armored car guards, 5, security guards, 6, firefighters, 7, emergency medical technicians and paramedics, 8, firearms dealers, 9, body armor retailers or salespersons, 10, building safety inspectors, which that's an interesting one, 11 code enforcement officers, and 12 any profession added by the Department of Justice pursuant to the subdivision E of that bill. So that is the list of eligible professions that will still be able to purchase body armor. But again, there's that huge caveat that you can only purchase them in person. You can no longer purchase them online. So even for those eligible professionals or those eligible professions, they still can't purchase them online. However, for civilians, the punishment of purchasing any body armor will be a misdemeanor, punishable by a fine to not exceed $5,000 for the first offense, and then $10,000 for any subsequent event. Under this bill, it does not appear that your current possession of body armor that you purchased prior to the bill, if it ever gets passed, there's no indication that the possession of those will be unlawful, not according to the language in this bill that I've seen. So there will likely be some sort of grandfathering in. However, you will not be able to sell those items because this bill would prevent the transfer of that body armor that you already possessed, and you won't be able to purchase any new body armor, maybe anything new that comes on the market, or if you need to replace something because it gets outdated or you want something new, you will no longer be able to purchase any new body armor. Now, some of you may think as far as body armor goes, maybe a ban on them does not implicate the Second Amendment, and that's where I would say you are completely wrong. The Second Amendment does not just protect firearms from government overreach. The Second Amendment recognizes an individual right to self-protection and protection against tyrannical threats by both foreign and domestic entities. The term arms in the Second Amendment includes all items that are in common use by law-abiding people for lawful purposes, and in my opinion, body armor clearly falls under that definition. That includes defensive arms like body armor. In the Supreme Court case Catano, also, if you're interested in this, you can look at that case where the court held that the Second Amendment extends to all instruments that constitute bearable arms, even those that were not in existence at the time of the founding. And also, interestingly, in Catano, that was specifically in regards to stun guns, and they said even the minor amount of stun guns that were owned across the United States qualified as being in common use for lawful purposes. And I would say that there is probably way more people in possession of body armor than there is people in possession of stun guns. Furthermore, the Supreme Court in Heller found that arms covered by the Second Amendment include anything that a man wears for his defense or takes into his hands. So under the text, history, and tradition of the Second Amendment, body armor is indeed a protected arm, and a complete ban on the purchase and sale of them would be clearly unconstitutional under Heller. Again, even defensive items like body armor, which you wear, are in fact protected by the text of the Second Amendment, and that is clearly identified by Supreme Court precedent. But the state of California simply doesn't care about your right to protection. They don't care about your right to keep and bear arms or to defend yourself, even with passive self-defense like body armor. Simply, they are going to try to chip away at our right one item at a time, and here again, they're trying to do that with a ban on body armor. So that is a breakdown of the recent bill which was introduced in California, which seeks to ban the sale and purchase of body armor. If we get any more developments on this, I will let you guys know. I highly recommend, if you're in California, contact your local representatives, tell them to oppose this, because take it from a California resident, I don't want a body armor ban. I want to be able to purchase body armor if I want, for myself, for my family members, for my friends, whoever. So please contact your representatives and let them know that they need to oppose AB 92. Also, if you like this video and you would like to support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to like, comment, and subscribe. All those things help to fuel the algorithm or fuel Al Gore's rhythm. It adds fuel to his jet and signals to YouTube that you guys see value in these videos and in this type of two-way news. As always, I want to thank everybody who likes, comments, subscribes, who hits the notification bell, who shares these videos. You guys are directly impacting these videos, impacting this channel, and helping me to reach and educate more people than I could ever do on my own. So as always, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And never forget, this nation was built by armed scholars, and this nation will be maintained by armed scholars.